Welcome back, my horde, to a podcast. This is really interesting because of multiple reasons, but we'll get into that as we progress. So we have the whole group here, surprisingly. So I would like to premise before we actually introduce each other that the reason that we have the whole group here is because where we actually live, the quarantine is being slowly recalled. So people are actually allowed to group up in small groups, and businesses are allowed to slightly open up. If in your area those recalls have not been implemented, keep to your lockdown. So I'm Robert,
I'm Jeremy.
Chris.
Tammy.
and we are the Relentless Undead because I came up with that name a long time ago.
Yeah, you made it for, what was it, originally GTA?
I believe it was for Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, it was because I wanted to come up with a group name that indicated that we were a group of people that would just keep throwing ourselves upon the problem until either we failed or succeeded through multiple deaths.
It was either that or Rock Band.
Well, I think no, it was definitely first created in GTA.
Okay.
Because in Rock Band, I was going by Zombie Rob.
Oh, okay.
As a joke, because I think Tammy actually been because I was going with undead themes.
Yep.
And Tammy was like, "Oh, you could be Rob Zombie." I'm like, "It's already been taken." He said, "Well, what's Zombie Rob?" I was like, "Yeah, okay." But no, so it's always been an undead theme going on. But yeah, it was like the idea behind the Relentless Undead was even if we succeeded or failed, we would just keep throwing our bodies into the thing. Like basically, we kept dying constantly during like events or whatever. Like any mission that we did or whatever, we keep dying, but we keep throwing ourselves at it.
Yeah.
Like an undead horde. Which is also why I called the subscribers the Horde. I actually really was happy when Tammy was like suggested that. I was like, yes, that is definitely what I want to do.
And it's growing.
Yes.
Yes, I saw that. That's amazing, dude.
It's at 19 right now.
Nice.
As of recording this. Which is the crazy part about that is the fact that when we first started in January, the channel, which theoretically the channel is mine. The rest of the people here are like more co-stars / guests. I guess more co-stars than actually guests, because you guys do make regular appearances, so I guess that wouldn't really be guest. If anyone was a guest, it would kind of be you, Jay. Just because the fact that we haven't really done any collabed in anything yet. But baby steps. It's taken many years to get this going. I think I saw a post on Facebook that indicated that I wanted to get this started in like 2014. So
Yeah.
Hey, better late than never.
So in January we started up, and I think it was like within the first like month or two we had hit 9 subscribers. Mostly it was you guys and other friends who hopefully are still watching this. After that, though, Chris is cursing. We'll talk about that in a second. After that, though, it kind of just stagnated for a long period of time. But then when I started uploading RimWorld on the regular,
Yeah.
it just started taking off hard.
Well, that doesn't surprise me because RimWorld just got the a DLC for it not that long ago, and it's that I've seen when I watch Twitch and everything else is it's had a resurgence of popularity.
The DLC came out quite a bit ago now in aspect of things, because I remember in January the DLC had already came out. But it's still getting patches and stuff like that. Like it just got patched recently, where they add meditation. So you have to meditate now to increase your psychic abilities.
I haven't played too much of that the new DLC yet myself, but that's because I'm still trying to figure out how to get a colony to survive past 10 people.
One of the things is you have to. It's a lot of weird things. Plus, the difficulty and stuff like that, and
Well, it's not the difficulty or anything else. It's the finding people. That's always been my pain in the ass. RNG does not like me for that.
yeah, well, sometimes I've actually started off with lots of people, but that is for a different podcast. Yeah, Chris was just cursing, because I'll go back to that. Because his house, he's got slightly slower internet than mine, and he was trying to upload a video to his channel, which should be in the description below, because I'm trying to now promote you guys a little bit more.
Sweet.
Tammy's is also in the description below, and when you start uploading stuff, I'll put it in the description below too. If you want to upload stuff. I'm talking to Jay, sorry.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's fun. You don't have to. You can literally just be the podcast guy and the guy that occasionally plays RimWorld. And or other little games. And
Might stream it, but who knows?
But Chris was, like I said, trying to upload a video for his channel at his house. And it was taking 6 hours. He had still been like 75% of the way along. And he came here, and the last 25% happened in like about 15 minutes.
Yep.
My internet's a lot better.
Yeah, so I think if I'm going to upload any videos, it's going to have to be from either here or from work.
Yeah, you can come here twice a week, like we're already doing.
Yeah.
So, this, after getting through all of that, we'll go over a quick explanation of who we are to each other. And then from there, we will get into the actual, what the video was meant to be. So, me and Tammy are husband and wife.
Yeah.
You can figure out which one's the husband and which one's the wife. If you ask society, I'm the wife. I stay home and cook. So...
You're the homemaker.
Yeah. And Tammy's the one that works.
He's the house spouse.
Yes.
It rhymes.
Yes. Homemaker is an outdated term.
Well, it also makes it sound like you make homes.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
So, Chris is all of our friends. We met Chris years and years and years ago. He was actually working with Tammy at a call center. And on top of which, lived above us.
At one point.
At that point. And...
Yeah, when we first met, I was living right above you.
Yeah.
Jay, which I'm going to keep calling Jay, because that's what everyone calls him by. His real name is Jeremy, like you said. But, you know, it's one of those, like, you know,
Everybody
nicknames.
calls me Jay.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that just happened. I didn't really notice it, and I don't really have an issue with it. So,
Yeah, it's like when back in the day, I had met up with these guys that I was working with for the first time, and one of them asked me my name, and I said my name's Rob or Robert or Robbie, whatever one you want to go with. Those, you know, oh, I'm going to call you Bob. I'm like, you can call me Bob, but it's not my name, so I'm not going to answer to you.
It's like
And at one point, he actually tried joking around and calling me Bob, and I just didn't answer him because it's not my name.
It's like occasionally when people call me Tamara, it's like, that's not my actual name. Legally, on every paperwork I have, it's Tammy.
And then, of course, with Chris, his actual legal name, he doesn't like being used because...
Depends on who's using it.
Yeah. Well, certain people that use it, you just like, I can't tell my mom to not use it anymore.
Well, my mom doesn't call me it, neither does my dad, but my grandparents call it to me, certain aunts and uncles call it, and at this point, there's no point in trying to change their mind.
Yeah.
So I just kind of go with it.
So, yeah, that's how, at least me and Tammy know Chris. You two?
High school.
yeah.
I met Jay in high school. First time I met him, I just gotten my first batch of Magic cards.
Cool.
Magic the Gathering cards, and he wanted a scaled worm off me.
Cool.
Yeah, it just kind of slowly escalated.
Well, after that,
You
we
kinda
kind
grew on
of
me
didn't
after.
really didn't really do anything together, didn't really play anything together until I got into gaming. And then we started playing D&D together, and then we, all the other stuff, the Palladium.
Which is how me and Tammy met Jay. Is that Chris and I found out that I was getting into D&D and asked if I wanted to come over and, play with them, with the system that they were doing. And I was like, yeah, man, totally. And then, yeah, he was the GM. And
yeah, I've GM'd a lot.
and then from there, it's, to be fair, Jay is more of an acquaintance of me and Tammy's, leaning towards friends, rather than an actual full-fledged friend. I go with acquaintance because me and him don't hang out outside of Chris.
You are now a location.
Yep.
So, with that being said, my cat is shedding like there is no freaking tomorrow. I'm gonna have to actually do the greatest thing that she'll love so much.
Brush her?
Bathe her. Because brushing her is not working.
We brushed a small ball's worth of hair, like scrunched up, and it was like the
Yeah.
size of a golf ball.
Now I know why my allergies have been acting up though.
Yeah.
A couple of the videos you guys have probably seen, I'm clearing my throat constantly and I'm coughing a bunch. And I'm like, oh, it's just allergies. Just in case you don't believe me, oh, they're just allergies. I actually had at one point an entire, what looked like a cold. Like my nose was running, I was coughing, freaking all that. And people were like, oh man, you have a freaking, cold. I'm like, no, allergies. And then I had it for like a week and a half. And before it fully cleared. And the entire time, Tammy had not gotten it. And everyone else I had hanged out with had not gotten it. So, but what I was actually going to do for this video is ask you guys, all of us, what you did for your quarantine break.
Got up, went to work, bitched about things, went home, went to bed, rinse and repeat. That was pretty much it.
So your normal day.
Yeah, it was glorious.
It was not. You bitched about it the whole time.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much socializing I actually relied on for gaming and everything else like this
Yep.
until I didn't have it, and I started contemplating whether or not snapping and trying to hurt people at work was a smart idea or not.
Just if you guys don't know, the reason we haven't actually really been grouping up, in where we are, the cases of the virus have been quite low. I think to date it has been 64 cases or something like that, and that's of all of the northern area that we live in. Like, it is a huge freaking area.
Yeah, it's about half the province we live in is in the health district, and there's not a lot of cases.
There's
Yeah,
been
so-
64.
Yeah.
Last time I heard.
You're talking about Northern Health, right?
Yes.
Yes,
I was
64.
I was trying to cut out the word north, that part, but whatever.
Whatever.
Well, it's not like it doesn't cover a big enough area.
Exactly.
Well, I'm pretty sure in quick research, if someone really wanted to figure it out, I'm pretty sure they can figure out what city we lived in. I just, wanted the mild privacy for my 19 followers.
So yeah, 64.
Yep.
And we have a 98.43% recovery rate.
And the only reason that's the number is because one person's still sick.
Yes.
We've had 0 deaths.
Yep.
And the only reason that we have the 98.4 is because someone right now is actually still sick.
Yeah.
But they're not in the hospital anymore.
I know of 2 people that had gotten it, but just Frey adjacent, because it was the boss and coworker of my brother's friend.
Mm.
So I knew for a fact that they had gotten it because their entire workforce got shut down and checked, and everything got torn apart and cleaned by a biohazard crew that came through and cleaned everything just to make sure it was all sterile and everything else like this.
But nonetheless, due to the fact of this event happening, Jay's dad really did not want him to risk himself, so we had to basically pull back a lot, which is, perfectly fine. Everyone has their own wants and desires while this thing was going on, so the desire of, not wanting to get it and stuff like that, because at first it was scary as frick. The way that the words were going out there, it was quite bad. It's because in America, it got quite bad quite quickly. And same with in I think it was Italy.
Yeah,
Yeah, Italy was one of
but
the worst.
The problem with Italy that they had it in November, is they were getting cases of it, but they just didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until they figured out what it was and that this is a plague, and then they were looking at it and going, identifying everything it's got, and they're like, oh, this is going to suck.
So, because of all that, it made sense that, some people want to distance themselves. And even like me and Tammy, who were pretty sure that we were okay with, hanging out with, people like Chris, still, we're going to pull back a bit, just in case. Like, I think the only people that we actually did hang out with during the entire event was actually Tammy's coworker and her roommate. Because the argument is that if her coworker had gotten it.
Tammy would have been gotten it.
Yeah, because it was a coworker.
Yeah.
And then argumentatively, the roommate would have gotten it. And if I had gotten it, the roommate would have gotten it. So, honestly, we were already bound by Tammy and her coworker at work. So, but then we started actually slowly coming back and actually hanging out. So, there's that. Have you played any games, or have you been taking a hiatus on that too?
I got re-addicted to Minecraft for a while, and then it started pissing me off because I was playing an expert hardcore pack and not just... some issues came up with that just annoyed the hell out of me. Lately, it's been Astroneers. I've been playing Octopath Traveler, which has been interesting. And just recently got back into Civilization.
The newest one?
Yeah.
Was it like 5 or
6?
6?
Yeah,
Okay.
Civ 6.
I think 6. You get 6 on Game Pass.
Yeah. Right now, like, if you go on, this is kind of advertised for something, but if you go on the Epic's Game Store at the time of this recording, you can get like the Borderlands Handsome Jack collection for free off the Epic Game Store, and they recently did Civ 6 previously for free, so it's for everybody here. It's go on the Epic Game Store. I've got about half a dozen games on that damn thing.
Yeah,
I haven't paid for one of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a friend who goes on to Epic Game Store a lot and gets a lot of their free games. Doesn't play half of them, but they're free, so why not?
Exactly.
Well, I do that with Xbox. I just get Xbox games for free.
Yeah, the Xbox Gold thing.
Yeah. So that's one of my big
Didn't
things.
they just recently change that so that you only get to play it for free for a while? And then...
No, those are they have a certain amount of games that are like free for the weekend.
Yeah.
Those are different
Free play games.
Yeah, free play games.
Okay.
They're only free for the weekend. It's to encourage you to actually play the game. And if
play
you-
the game, try it,
Yeah.
see you like it, buy it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
It's like a full-fledged demo.
Makes sense.
Which actually was one of the games that, for that, I literally 100% of the game.
Did you actually get all the achievements for that one?
Don't know which one you're talking about.
Wreckfest.
No, that one I missed. Just barely. Oh, it pissed me off.
But you're not going to buy it to cheap.
No, I will buy it when it goes on sale.
It's a good game.
When that game goes on sale, it is freaking mine.
What's the game?
It's called Wreckfest. It's a racing
Demolition
car thing.
Okay,
But the
not
concept
something I
behind it, the concept behind it is that the cars, when they hit, you wreck your car so quickly, and it's freaking funny. I've been trying to actually cut back on the swearing because apparently small children may be watching this now. Hi, small children. Anyway, I've been you smash your car and like you can actually I'll explain it. Don't worry. Me and Chris were playing, like, you could be driving, like, little lawnmowers or in a giant bus, attacking the lawnmowers as a couch or just in normal cars. But, like, one of the normal cars is one, it's like you're actually trying to, like, destroy everyone's car as many times as you can to get points.
Yep.
And then you respawn, and you just keep doing every time you die. It was a fun game.
Yeah.
But, my nephew... recently I was asking my sister if he actually is watching any of the gameplay, and she went, "No, not yet, but he's going to be here soon." I'm going like, "Oh, cool. Can you stop touching the phone, young lady?"
One of your alarms was going to go off, so that's why I was staring at your phone as intently as I was.
It's fine. It won't make noise.
Meh.
Frick's sakes. She knows not to touch the phone. because of the concept that every time she touches the phone, it actually makes noise. You can actually hear it go dunk, dunk of her finger. So I've asked her to please stop touching the phone, and then here she is touching the phone like a little panda bear. Anyway.
I'm staying out of this one.
So, he was going to start telling his friends about the channel. And my sister's like, is there lots of swearing? I'm like, it's me. She's like, yeah, that's what I was afraid of. I'm like,
My daughter listens to this as well.
that's great. Like in my personal opinion with children and swearing is the fact that it's going to happen. Like, you can't control every location they ever go to. Like, I remember hearing songs that were filled with swearing. You know, what you have to kind of teach the kid, in my personal opinion, at the very least. I know other parents have things, I'm not even a parent, but still, nonetheless, it's just the fact that you should teach the kid that those words are adult words that they cannot use until they become adult. Once they become an adult, if you want to swear, swear.
Since you mentioned songs and we're on topic of swears, for those that do editing for radio songs and everything else, do it properly. Not these just blanks where everything just dies.
It's worse than that. My friend, basically, when we were growing up, he was like my best friend. We were watching something, and I don't think I was actually there. Honestly, I do not think I was actually there. I think it was just him. But he was telling me that he was watching Dumb and Dumber. And at the one part, he says, tell me where, like, they're talking about ending their friendship. And he goes, just tell me where to sign. And then the guy goes, right on my ass after you kiss it. That is the actual line to it. What they changed with it was, right on my sandwich after you kiss it. And it was completely dubbed over by some guy just saying, sandwich. It was so bad. Like, you can actually tell, because I think he actually played it back to me. And it was just, like, literally one of those things where it was not even close to the actor's voice at all. Because I'd seen a couple of them over the years, watching, movies on television, where it's like, they swear and it's like, if you don't watch it, I'm going to frick your day up. And it was like, okay, kind of sounds like it, but it's kind of like, Temps, you have to say frick now, okay?
Okay.
So, if you don't watch yourself, I'm going to
frick
your day up. It would, like, what?
Too jarring and everything. It's like this.
Or the other thing that my friend, that same friend had done over the years, is he could actually cite in French a sentence to you that he knew exactly what it meant. But the only reason he knew exactly what it was is because he had watched the English part of that movie and knew what he says. Because he had watched Child's Play. Or the sequel to Child's Play. And it was like Chucky, I guess is what it is. Yeah.
Well, Child Play 1, 2, 3.
I really did not like those movies.
But
they traumatized me as a kid.
Well, no,
I still to this day cannot have dolls in my room.
No, my problem
Despite my wife not liking that.
I watched that movie, and that freaking
else.
normal doll thing that they used as the thing.
Yep.
I had one of those freaking things. That thing got buried in the backyard that night.
So
probably still there now that I think about it.
Basically, he says something about now park this piece of. We're not going to say the word right now, but basically that's what he says. So my friend can say that exact line in French. It was pretty interesting. But he also has a really weird memory system. He forgets anything you tell him. But if you give it to him in movie form, he will be able to recite it to you back. I actually told him once that if I really need him to learn something really important, I will actually make a movie and put it in the movie.
In which case he would probably forget that one bit.
No, he was really good at stuff like that. So
memories are weird. Everybody's got their own ways of memorizing stuff.
Chris, what have you done since quarantine lockdown? Spring break?
Not much. Unfortunately, my dad broke his hip right before right around the time that everything shut down. So I had to go do all his errands for him. So I was out pretty much every day doing whatever he needed me to do.
Which also really sucked because I do know that right before that he was also going to go on a trip with your car to actually like get part of it fixed.
Yep.
And couldn't do it.
Nope, he still hasn't been able to do it.
Like it was, and then the car got worse
Yeah.
because there was more that needed to be fixed.
And I'm still hoping that when he takes it down, that person that he's taking it to will be able to fix what is wrong with it.
Yeah.
Even if I have to give him a little bit more money.
Yeah.
Because I found out today that the car that I'm currently driving is actually unsafe to drive. It is dangerous to drive. So I can't be driving it.
Ah, the loveliness of vehicles, especially vehicles your dad gets, to be fair. His dad always tries finding a bargain in a vehicle. The problem is that by finding a bargain in the vehicle, you're usually getting a vehicle that has a large flaw.
Yep.
So, and I won't go any further into that because, it has been a problem with him giving you a vehicle and then 3 months later the vehicle cannot be used anymore.
This was a little bit longer than that, but yeah.
Well, over the years you have had lots of vehicles. And I definitely know the pains of vehicle thing. If it wasn't for Tammy's parents being able to help us out as much as they had, we would not be driving a vehicle as often as we do. The vehicle that we have had has had so much freaking money thrown into it. I'm pretty sure we've thrown 5 times the amount that the vehicle's worth into it.
It was pretty much the equivalent of what you would buy it off of a lot, like as a used vehicle, is technically how much is.
I think we paid about $3,000 for the vehicle, and we put roughly about 12 into it, if not more, 12 to 15. It's yeah, but hopefully at this point in time, the vehicle is good enough that it won't have any more issues for quite some time.
You
And
do
Tammy-
realize you just jinxed yourself.
No, if I had jinxed myself, it would have happened months ago. I've said this a couple times now.
Yeah, it would have happened shortly after we changed our tires out ourselves. Because
Yeah,
that
we
was
had
an
to do that.
adventure.
Yeah, we're not going to get into. We'll get into that. So, anything else there, Chris? Have you been playing any games recently? I saw that you played Plague Tale that you've recorded for your channel.
Yep, I recorded that for my channel. That'll be going up next Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, next Wednesday it'll be going up. So a week tomorrow, as of this recording, that'll be going up. It's my first solo video.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do something that I haven't played before, and A Plague Tale is something I've been kind of looking at for a while.
Yeah.
And I just bought a game today, Need for Speed Heat, and I'm hoping to maybe do some recordings for that.
Chris is going to be doing for his channel. I'm pretty sure light editing is the term that I would use for it.
Well, I mean, with the Plague Tale, there's no real editing.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you're not doing much editing. It's just everything he's going to be doing is a lot of it's going to be light editing. Just basically trimming the front, trimming the end, and going from there.
Yep.
Unlike the stuff that some of the stuff that I was producing, like, I just did a video today that will be going up on the channel sometime this week, which is Star Wars 3, which is a 50-minute video that I kept as a 50-minute video, but it's 2 recordings. It's my point of view and Tammy's point of view.
Yeah, how was that editing?
The way that I have my things set up right now, it actually makes things a lot simpler because I can actually
Nice.
watch both editings at the same, or both feeds at the exact same time.
Nice.
So if something happens on Tammy's that I didn't see, or something happens on mine that I didn't realize that I wanted to show,
Mm-hmm.
I'll actually see them both.
Nice.
And I have to remember to trim a lot because every time I make a cut, I can start back there rather than starting back like 3 minutes before.
Yep.
Speaking of games, you'll probably find a new one on your system because we're sharing libraries.
Uh-huh.
Scrap Mechanic.
Okay.
Look, interesting enough that all the different things I've seen.
I've seen it that it's out there. I haven't looked into it.
It's an early access. They're still in development, but
I think I could be wrong, but it might be the same people who do Car Mechanic. I'd have to look. They do quite a bit of games.
There's a bunch of other, yeah. But yeah, Tammy,
Yeah.
what have you been doing since lockdown?
you.
Well,
I couldn't resist. Sorry.
Well,
Moving on.
I've been stuck going to work every day
Yep.
yeah,
as usual.
I'm pretty sure
Same here.
none of every one of you were classified as essential business,
workers. Yep.
except for the fact that really, that whole thing was so stupid because there was like huge amount of rumors that like, oh, all essential workers are gonna get paid a little extra. No.
I wish.
Yeah, no. The only extra pay that's coming through is the minimum wage increase.
Yeah,
that started yesterday.
yeah, which I think at least with Tammy, she's gonna have to actually contact her boss and be like, "Hey, so I would like a raise," because she already gets paid more than minimum wage.
My review should be coming up here soon anyway. But yeah, no, been going to work, been coming home, been doing the same dishes, the same laundry, and the only difference is that I've been recording with you, and I've been making a lot of thumbnails and caps
Yeah.
and just digital drawings, just cause might as well.
Yeah,
You having fun with the digital stuff.
It's colored. that's a thing.
She does like it more, mostly because of the fact that when she's doing the digital stuff, if like the hand's too big, she can just shrink the hand
Yeah,
instead of
I can
having
just
to
be
erase
like,
it.
instead of erasing it and then redrawing it and then possibly messing it up, I'm just like, just select this little bit and go beep, shrunk. There we go, perfect. Realign, excellent, on point. That's pretty much my main thing, because I'm like looking at certain ones, I'm like, the head looks too big, so I just select the head and I'm just like, weep, weep, shrink, done.
Yeah, no, we're trying to find a program that she can record, but that is a multi-person one, which has become really hard. Because what she doesn't like is when she's doing digital, she zooms in and zooms out. You know, does something little fine detail here, then. Can you explain to me why you just called me Cap? Thanks. Anyway, so she zooms in and zooms out. And while she's zooming in and zooming out, sometimes she doesn't like watching people that do that. Because it's very jarring.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of like speed painters that do that, where they'll like zoom in really close, they'll do a couple of lines, then fill it in, and then they'll zoom out, and then they'll like turn the canvas and then, or like flip something horizontally or whatever, and then they flip it back, and then I'm like, okay, I understand that you're doing this at your pace and then you're timesing it by whatever speed, but holy, that is so jarring to try and watch, because I'm like, I know what they're doing and I'm trying to keep up with what they're doing, but it's just...
So you're basically looking for a program that allowed to keep normal view.
Yeah.
One stationary view for recording, and then my screen isn't recording.
Because one of the other ones that we were actually thinking about doing was doing a multi. Because sometimes there's actually certain drawing ones where you can actually draw with a friend. So both of you can actually draw on the same canvas. And the idea was the fact that I would actually record my screen while watching her just do it. But the problem is that the two that she found that can actually do that, they're both very... Like, one of them is, like, anyone can jump in.
So it's not secured.
Yeah, and then the other one is... it doesn't register her pen as... like, if she goes lightly, it doesn't register it.
It doesn't register pressure.
That's the word, yeah. So when she's drawing light lines, it's still the same. If she pushes hard, it's still the same. So she can't do like the fine lines that she wants to.
Oh, the.
So, and then the only program that she found that used to actually that she used to use that actually does work. One of the problems is, I guess, it's a very, very old program. So they're, and apparently it's quite difficult to log in, like, as two people. Like, she was actually saying that she remembers from the past when she used to use it in the past. It used to be touch and go if you can log in with each other anyway. And she can't remember how they used to bypass it to make it work all the time. So, as for me, I've been doing stuff for the channel. It's basically all I've been really doing. I've been doing a lot of stuff for the channel. I actually have like a little clipboard, or I guess not clipboard, it's the whiteboard that I used to use. It actually tells me all my dates and stuff like that.
Well, everything I've seen of the channel that looked good for all the updates. So, oh yeah, that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's I'm showing him a thing that I'm not going to show you guys. It's just because it's my schedule for what I'm releasing. But it's got stuff in blue, which the blue stuff means it's already been posted to the channel. The stuff in red means I either have not recorded it or have not edited it. And it reminds me of what I have to actually do.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then I just keep removing it as I go along. So that way I can keep remembering.
Yeah, if it works, it works.
Yeah. I think that's about it for, this video. I think we're actually pretty close to being at time.
Pretty sure we're over time, but
I don't think we're that much over.
Yeah, well, there's going to be some editing.
Hey, phone open. Yeah, we're only at 36. So that's actually the other great thing about this, is the fact that I can actually go a little bit longer and not have to worry about the actual cap. But, nonetheless, let's end this video here. So, oh no, I forgot how to end this. This is going to be interesting. Seeing how I've never actually done one with our new outro.
We have an outro?
We do have an outro. I'm just having to find the outro. Tammy made the outro.
I was going to say, I've been busy. Very, very busy.
Oh, would it be there? See, I'm searching through my computer right now. It's probably under extras. Where's extras? Nope. I have no clue where it is.
So in other words,
cool.
The outro went out?
Yeah, I'm not sure where the outro is.
I think it's until next time, my horde.
Well, I got that part. Do you remember the other part to it? Yeah, that's what I thought. So, until next time, my horde. Pay attention to what you're actually, your outro is supposed to be so that you don't mess this up at the end. Class tips.